Greetings. Today I'll be talking about the critically acclaimed movie The Holdovers, starring Paul Giamatti. It's character-driven, a drama with a touch of comedy, and supposedly it was reported to be a Christmas movie, basically because it takes place in Christmas and there's a lot of Christmas music in it. I'm not really sure if it is classified as a Christmas film. It takes place in a boarding school during the Christmas break, where a down in his luck teacher and a few like handful of students had to remain in the school during the Christmas break, which they call the holdovers. So they are held there in the school.
Every year at Barton Academy, students, faculty, and staff depart the campus for a 2-week winter break. But there are always an unfortunate few who have nowhere to go for the holidays. They're known as the Holdovers.
And it basically examines and sheds a light on each of their characters, specifically the teacher and one of the students, and the dynamics between the two and how they spend the time, which is a time of holidays where people are around their families. However, these people are estranged from their families and spending their time in the cold at the boarding school. As I mentioned earlier, it's a character-driven film, so it focuses on the characters. It builds up the characters, and it goes into the history of each of the characters to sort of give us some light and makes us identify with each of the characters. The plot itself is missing or lacking a lot. There's no clear direction, there's no purpose. It's basically just examining those characters as they mature, or the dynamics between them as they spend the time alone in the cold in the school. Now, from a psychiatric or psychological point of view, I liked how we sort of try to identify each character, what are their personality traits. So, for example, the teacher is sort of a narcissistic individual who is very strict. He lacks flexibility. And then we have a student who is sort of defiant. He's your typical teenager who's unhappy with life and is always trying to break rules. And so the interaction between the two during the holiday break at school is fun. Again, it builds character. Their relationship started to change. The teacher starts to soften up a little bit. The student starts to sort of try to become and behaves better at the end of the film. So basically, you can see how it's going to go, that they're going to build up a very good relationship. So the movie itself lacks originality. I think we've seen so many similar films in the past, but it's still okay. I'll give it 7.5 out of 10.
I had you guys stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
You know, he used to be a student, right? Yeah, that's why he knows how to inflict maximum pain on us.
I thought all the Nazis were hiding in Argentina.
Stifle it, Tully.
As I mentioned, The Holdovers lacks originality. Actually, it reminds me a lot of a film back in the 2000, which was Finding Forrester, starring Sean Connery. Again, it really examined the characters and the bond between a professor or an ex-professor and a student who is struggling at the university or college. Mind you, that one is college, this one is a boarding school. Mind differences. I think what distinguished the holdovers now is that, so first of all, they made it as a period piece, meaning it takes place in the early 70s. Another thing, they tried to add, as I mentioned, the Christmas vibe into it, trying to make it like identified as a Christmas movie, although taking a closer look, you can't really tell if it's a Christmas movie or a historic piece, or it's just a drama. Basically, it is a drama at the end of the day. The pace is sort of okay. Again, if you like these type of films where they focus on characters and relationships, then you might enjoy it. However, if you're looking for certain events happening or an arc in the story, it really lacks in that regard. And so definitely the highlight of the movie has to be Paul Giamatti. He is an actor with superb acting skills. His performance in this movie is phenomenal. He does display definitely a struggling character, a traditional old school teacher who is very strict, as I mentioned. He is inflexible. At the same time, he does have some narcissistic traits, and at the same time, he also prefers to be alone. He doesn't like to mingle or socialize with others, basically because he believes he's better than everyone else. He plays by the rules, and then as the movie progresses and the relationship between him and the student starts to grow, we see that he started to change his perspective despite his old age.
Sir, I don't understand.
That's glaringly apparent.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
Now, when you go back to reality and reflect on that in reality, I mean, it's very rare that you find someone who could change their long-lasting traits, especially older people, because of a certain relationship. But again, some relationships do have a strong impact in our lives, and perhaps that's where the movie shines when you think deeply about it. So again, when you think deeply about this film, if you watch it with an intention of examining these characters and the relationships, you'll enjoy it. But if you're gonna watch it for pure entertainment purposes, I'm not really sure. I mean, it is entertaining, but not that much.
You're gonna get me fired. This is your Rubicon. Do not cross the Rubicon.
The Holdovers.